Well, I thought we were done with this for the season.
You would
Until
think.
the Pac-12 news a couple weeks ago, stealing some
Mm-hmm.
teams from the Mountain West.
They've been
They
making moves.
they've been making some moves. It's been pretty crazy today. Of course, we're recording this Monday, the 23rd. Let's see. Memphis, Tulane, and USF declined offers to join the Pac-12 and will remain in the American. Also, UTSA.
Yeah.
Oops, a baby.
They released a statement.
That statement was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a double.
That's like a big old fuck you. We're
Yeah.
not going. Like that was crazy. The way
Why
that
would
they
we?
did that.
Why would we leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
mean, I can
only
read
problem
it,
is,
or we can, send the audience to go read it themselves. But it's pretty.
If you want to read it,
easy.
I can throw it up on the screen.
Okay. All right. We are the American Athletic Conference, a conference that prioritizes student-athlete welfare as proud academic institutions, produces fierce competition at the highest level, and has outstanding linear and direct-to-consumer national media partners. Together, we are committed to continuing to build the American brand, exploring new opportunities for exposure and value, and developing innovative economic resources, all in service of our student-athletes. While we were... Sorry. I have to beat the illiterate allegations here. Okay.
It's like popcorn reading.
Yep.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. While we acknowledge,
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah. While we acknowledge receiving interest in our institutions from other conferences, we firmly believe that it is in our individual and collective best interest to uphold our commitment to each other. Together, we will continue to modernize the conference, elevate the student-athlete experience, achieve championship-winning success, and build the future the American way. So that's from Memphis, USF, UTSA, and Tulane.
I think the biggest thing for me,
there, baby.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think the biggest thing there for me is that they put out a joint statement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. Pretty much coming out and saying, "Hey, they're shutting that shit down on a united front." Is pretty crazy to me.
Type shit.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. That's the exact vibe it is. It's just
Go fuck yourself.
I mess with it though. Like,
Yeah.
they're very, very adamant about it, and so, I mean, it makes sense geographically that they would not. I feel like I don't know. Go grab some teams out west, kind of reassemble some of those.
Yep.
Other teams floating around out there. I know we were talking about UNLV.
Well,
UNLV makes too much sense.
It does. Pac-12 was not done for the day, offering Air Force and UNLV, who both declined to decide to stay in the Mountain West. Which, I mean, for UNLV especially, you have a chance to basically run that conference after the teams that departed last week. Boise's gone. Other teams are gone. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but made a TikTok about it. But
Go watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah.
Go watch it. I wonder if the hesitancy from some of these teams is just like not being sold on the legitimacy of it, like all this holding up.
Right.
They don't want to jump ship, and then the same kind of thing happens where the teams that have already agreed to move to the Pac-12. The four other teams, I forget who exactly they are, that somehow falls through. And then, you come crawling back to your respective conferences.
Right.
I wonder how much that plays a role in it, because none of this I don't think is necessarily like set in stone. I know there's talks, but...
So, UNLV has not signed and fully committed to the Mountain West. This is as of like 20, 30 minutes ago. UNLV is still considering the Pac-12, so that was a little, I guess, hasty reporting. Utah State, however, is expected to accept. So, if Utah State
they have 7.
They have 7, and UNLV would make them 8, which that would be a big get.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. If I'm the Pac-12, I am sending the house, as you would do in college football 25. Hard selling, even.
Yeah.
That's they need them. And they look really good right now. That could be, like Drew said, they could ascend to being a premier program in that conference within a couple of years.
Totally.
Or whoever said that.
I think Noah said that.
Whoever said that, they were correct.
But
I agree.
Hey, like, I don't really understand what difference it makes. Like, I think Noah said it earlier, is like, why would I leave the Mountain West to go play a bunch of Mountain West teams in the
Yeah.
Pac-12
Yeah.
while running the risk that the Pac-12 isn't going to be able to stay on its feet, and then I'm gonna have to go crawling back to the Mountain West. Like, I feel like it's very high risk, low reward, because the Pac-12 has already lost its power conference level. There's no way the Pac-12 has the amount of funding that the Mountain West has right now, just because, I mean, 2 teams versus, what is it, 14 in the Mountain West right now? At the moment, like, there's just so much more money circulating in the Mountain West. I just don't understand. I don't truly understand why the 2 teams that are remaining in the Pac-12 don't just roll into the Mountain West and then go to the NCAA and say, hey, we are the 5th power conference under the name the Mountain 12 or something like that.
12.
Like,
that's funny.
The Pac.
I don't know. The Pac Mountain, the Mountain Pac.
The Mountain Pack. Actually, that's pretty sick. I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, obviously Washington State and Oregon State, there's some amount of loyalty to the Pac-12 still, being the last 2, like, I don't want to say charter members. I don't think they were charter members, but there's an amount of loyalty to the Conference of Champions, as they once called themselves.
Yeah.
I, for one, think that a lot of it boils down to media rights, which at this point, I know the Pac-12 signed like a short-term deal with the CW for a lot of the broadcasting.
That's tough.
I mean, they were forced into a corner. It was either them or Apple TV. Like,
yeah.
But
I just don't get why you don't just merge the conferences and just
no, it's valid. It's a valid conversation, but I just think, a lot of money.
I think if anybody, the Mountain West probably vetoed that combining of conferences at that point.
That's true.
I mean, at that point, yes, it would be combining, but my argument with the Mountain West is you're not really the Pac-12. You're 2 teams that used to be in the Pac-12, so you just come on as a part of the Mountain West. Would be my argument as the Mountain West. I wouldn't want them to I know they could be a possibility of merging and saying we're something different, but that'd be my pitch. And I just think with what Noah was saying, I think the 2 remaining members kind of have a lot of some pride left and are trying to reserve it in some kind of way.
Well, yeah, I just think like moving forward, you've kind of, unless you can pull this off to become a conference that is recognized on the power level, which you need 8 members minimum. I don't know if the quality of the members matters. But
that's a good question. Because
they're not
going to go back to being the Pac-12.
No.
They don't have merit. The teams
No,
the teams aren't the teams. You're picking up group of 5 teams to reassemble.
It's not USC
the Pac-12.
and UCLA in there. It's
so I don't think you can be back to I don't even know if people would call it. Would you call it the Power 5 again? I mean, who even knows?
No. Well, because here's the 2 problems I see with what the Pac-12 has done so far. Number 1, no offense to the Mountain West. The Mountain West has some good quality football teams, especially Boise State and they're going after UNLV. Like, they're going after the right teams in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
So number 1, you're getting the right teams, but I don't think that that's enough to get you back on the power level, because at the end of the day, they just want an automatic bid into the playoffs. That's what they're all coming in here for. That's what they all want. That's where the money is going to be coming from if they can get back to that point. I don't think that they are there yet. I don't know what that appeal process would look like. Would you go to the NCAA? Would you go to the College Football Playoff Committee, rewrite the rules? Oh, by the way, the Pac-12's back. And then the other thing is, they've kind of I don't know, I feel like they've kind of burnt the bridge with the Mountain West at this point, because that's the only way that Washington State and Oregon State were able to fill their schedules this year was through that partnership that they had with the Mountain West. Otherwise, they would have had to piecemeal their schedule here and there as pretty much 2 independents. I don't know. Like if they can't pull this off in the next couple of months, they kind of screwed themselves because at the moment they have 7 teams on tape, with a potential 8th, and if they can get 8, great. But I just think that they kind of painted themselves into a corner with their strongest, pissing off their strongest ally.
I mean, dog eat dog world. I don't know. You gotta.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Honestly.
Yeah,
I
mean,
just for survival. Like if it takes screwing, the pretty much only conference that's been there for you, like you got to do it.